You have to accept the fact that once you are a leader, you are a giant. My name is Lisa Taylor Stone, and I'm a giant. I stand at 6 feet tall, plus I am seriously beautiful. So naturally, when I walk into a room, I turn heads. It's not just about this. I had to learn that my simplest move, in my mind, it's perceived as being simple, but to the receiver, it can be perceived as a tsunami or having a tsunami-like impact or effect. And so I've had to learn to manage this. This is where accountability, not just for my words, but my actions, comes into play. I've been around a bit. I've also sat on both sides of the fence. I've been led and I've also led. I've been described as a great leader by some, by many. I've also fallen short as a leader in many instances where I failed publicly, I failed privately, and I had to use failure as my biggest ally in the growth canal. I've also been led by some great leaders, and I've also been led by leaders who are not so great. So what is this about? As leaders and being giants, you have to accept the fact that once you are a leader, you are a giant, right? And our actions, our movements, our gestures, our words, they are taken into a very different context. And the sum total of it all is that our actions will make or break the atmosphere in a room, in an organization, or at the national level. No, this comes against the reality that accountability is the linchpin of great leadership. And this is what the Accountability Project Summit 1.0 that will be happening in Jamaica at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel on October 8th and 9th is all about. We have a world-class lineup of speakers who will be talking about a number of issues. A number of issues will be discussed. It's not the usual event. It's not the usual talk shop. It is not a politically correct event. It's an uncensored space that will allow participants to be completely vulnerable. Speakers will be completely vulnerable. In fact, when we're choosing our speakers, they have to have a story, a compelling story, a compelling background. They had to understand what it means to be naked and not ashamed. And I'll share a quick bite with you. A couple years ago, when I was living in St. Lucia, somebody shared a video with me of Dr. Ibukun Awashikwa. And if you don't know who Dr. Awashikwa is, I suggest just Google her name and you'll see all of the content come up. And I remember looking at the video, and in that video she explained the concept of dying empty. So I did some research, this was interesting. Who was this person? And then I realized, one, Dr. Awashikwa is the former first female chair of the First Bank of Nigeria. She is also a global sensation when it comes to entrepreneurship. She sits on a number of boards internationally. She understands the boardroom. She's also a Netflix producer, a Netflix movie star. And I remember putting her on my vision board. This is somebody that I want to meet in person. This is someone that I want to pour in me. And I remember mentioning to our co-worker at the time, I'm going to meet this lady one day. And the person laughed. And I said, all right, fine, I'm going to challenge myself. And not only did I meet her in person, I've onboarded her for several events, and Jamaica now have the opportunity to benefit from this wellspring of knowledge and wisdom, practical knowledge, practical wisdom. I remember sitting in front of her for about 9 hours in a workshop in St. Lucia, the 360 Leadership Workshop. At the end of the session at 6 p.m. in the afternoon, nobody wanted to leave. She literally had to run out of the room, and I'm not joking. And I'm saying to you, if you are watching this video, you need to sign up your senior leaders, your middle managers to be a part of this event. If you have not yet reserved your spot, you can attend in person or you can attend virtually. It's a hybrid event. The reservation website is theaccountabilityprojects.com. Thank you so much.